Hi, my name is Dr. Diolu. Today I'll be taking you on the fourth lecture, in case you missed the fourth lecture. And the title is a component of awareness. I would still like to advise you that you should not miss classes, as you will gain more when you attend the classes than listening to this recording. Now let's go. You have 7 components of awareness: spiritual awareness, emotional awareness, intellectual awareness, physical awareness, social awareness, occupational awareness, and environmental awareness. Now we'll be taking them one after the other, starting with spiritual awareness. Now, what do we mean by spiritual awareness? Like the name applies, spirituality. Spiritual awareness is defined as the alignment of values and beliefs with action in a state of harmony with the outer world, at the same time satisfying the inner needs. Spiritual awareness is all about a being having a values based on the belief, and the value is being practicalized in its daily activities. And even the belief that we're talking about is what was referred to as a outer world, in the sense that there is always a belief that there is a supernatural being that actually predicts what that individual eventually ends up doing or going to do or will become. So spiritual awareness is all about having the right attitude towards life in terms of spirituality. Now you have another definition there that says spirituality is a belief that is based on source of value that transcends the boundaries of self but also nurtures self. Everyone has a personal perception of spirituality. Now the spiritual component provides meaning and direction in life and enable one to grow, learn, and meet new challenges. Without spirituality, there would actually be no hope. And as far as hope is concerned, it is both a spiritual and English word. And what keeps people moving, what keeps people doing whatever they are doing, comes from the fact that they have a backing of spirituality. And that is why it cannot be left untalked about when it comes to awareness. Because even if we look and compare with other kind of awareness, most of them as well, by the time you have a underground knowledge or an underground background of any of other any of the other awareness, you realize that it is that background knowledge that you have that push you going. So in the same way, the spiritual awareness has to do with having a background knowledge, having a background belief, having a background spirituality, so that this is what actually keeps you moving, and it gives hope, like I said earlier on. Now, spiritual awareness includes developing a strong sense of values, ethics, and moral. It overlaps with emotional component of awareness. While spirituality may relate to religious precepts, it does not necessarily adhere to any particular religious structure. The fact remains that every religion has its own belief, and each belief differs, and the values which both still share are still almost the same. And that is why it's all called together as spiritual awareness. One may not have to be differentiating the particular religion because both still share the same values. Now, going to church or participating as a member of spiritual community is a great way to foster your spiritual awareness. Now, there are also a variety of simple spiritual practices that can help you get connected anytime, anywhere. The fact remains that you need some spiritual practice in order to to get connected, and in order to uplift one's level of spirituality. Now, one is what we call meditation. Human beings at times needs to take time to think about the past, to think about the present, and also to think about the future. He does not need to say anything, but as the thought runs in his or her mind, that is how meditation also comes in there. Meditation is all about you taking time to look at what is going on within you and find then a possible thought of how you're going to get out of it or get to the particular intention which you might have in mind. Now, you also have prayer. Prayer, they say, is communication to God. It's talking to God, and you have a different variation of a definition. But when there is no belief, there can't be any prayer. So prayer is also a way of fostering one spiritual awareness as well. Another important one is reading spiritual inspired materials. You cannot know much about your faith without reading the materials that has to do with that religion. So spiritual materials, books, Bibles, Quran, all different kind of books are what are expected to be memorized by members of such religion. That way their spirituality will be fostered as well. Now, that's all on spiritual awareness. Looking at the next one, which is social awareness. From the word social, it's all about interaction. Social means having the ability to interact successfully with people and one's personal environment. Social health is the ability to develop and maintain intimacy with others and to have respect and tolerance for those with different opinions and beliefs. There are people who might have problem with social awareness. You can't blame some of them, and basically, if somebody is not used to people right from the early age, it's possible that the level of interaction he might be having, even while he's much more older, might be a little bit might not appear too good. And for such people, it becomes like, must I interact? Must I always do this and that? But at the end of the day, even when they try to interact, it's not always in the right perspective. So social awareness is something that one has to build from the tender age, and it's always helped by the time one is growing up. It allows one to interact better, and it also allows one to achieve a lot of things which one cannot easily achieve on its own or on her own. Now, there are numerous studies report on the advantage that patients surrounded by a network of family and friends have over patients without a social support system in recovering from surgery or coping with chronic condition. This study is just trying to talk about a situation whereby a study was carried out among those who are sick in the hospital, and they are trying to find out which, or let's say, the set of patients that will heal up on time. And in the process, they realize that those patients who has more people visiting them are doing more better than those that probably their close family members are not really visiting them. So Murphy 1998 monitored the health of nearly 7,000 participants for more than 17 years. Imagine that. And reported that those lacking social connection were 2 or 3 times more likely to experience premature death than their social connected peers. The same study found that older people who stay socially connected to others by volunteering live longer than those who don't volunteer. One cannot put aside the impact of social awareness. And if you have ever seen a situation whereby somebody has been alone for maybe a couple of hours or days or weeks, if by chance if that individual is opportune to just come out of that place and just have an opportunity to just talk to one or two people, you realize that you might find out that he might be saying a lot of things, and some people will continue to imagine that is it because he has not been able to see anybody to talk to, or why. The fact remains that we are bound to talk, we are bound to interact, and if we find ourselves in a situation whereby we could not interact, the moment we have an opportunity, that instinct of wanting to say a lot of things start coming out, and not until when that individual finishes saying what he's saying, he might not actually be comfortable with his or herself. So social activities such as visiting friends, attending churches, watching a movie, playing games promote social awareness. Now, the researcher concluded that adults, young and old, should stay connected either to other people, a pet, or a favorite hobby. We all loved spending time with our friends. Sometimes, though we don't have a lot of free time to get together, you can still reach out and strengthen those relationships in a few minutes. There was one reaction that was, as in, there was one situation that happened to an individual coupled with a kind of environment which this fellow find himself. And what happened? The individual was used to talking to himself, and later it was realized that the fact remains that he has all been staying all alone. And a lot of attitude could come up when you don't interact with people, and such attitude might not be too good even among people, among the society. So it's not the best if one stays all alone. Now you have the next slide that says express of love. Say I love you to the people in your life is one of the best way to foster both your own social awareness and the social awareness of others. Simply say it before you run off to go about your daily activities. Send an email to someone special in the middle of the day just to remind them how much you love them. Even when you don't have a lot of time, you should have enough time to say I love you. The fact remains that a lot of people are dying of love because those who seems to be among them or with them are not actually sharing that love. And most of the time, even those that we claim to love are not sure whether we love them or not. And that is why the word I love you could make a difference, because if you're not saying it, it's possible that somebody might also believe that you don't really believe in it. Now make a phone call and make plans. If you have a close friend you haven't seen in a while, look at your schedule. Do you have some free time coming up this weekend? Even if you can't spend time with them today, you can call them right now and make plans. Just knowing that you are going to spend time together will help you reconnect with that person and show both of you how important your relationship is to you. In the long run, you still have some people probably you might have contacted for a while. And the longer you wait before you call such people, the longer the relationship gets distant as well. And there are some people that, even though at the present moment you might have reason to be far away from them, but one thing that you should know is that the connection should not break, because the day you will need them, you will not start explaining that I am this person that happened this. No. It is always better to keep all connection, because the connection that will take one to the next level, one actually cannot predict. Now, next slide said send a card. Do you have a friend or relative who lives far away? Send them a quick card to let them know you are thinking of them. I don't think that is applicable in our own days now. Instead of cards, people send messages via WhatsApp, and I think that is much more preferable. And so far, the message gets to that individual. That is what matters most. When they receive it, they feel your presence, and you will feel more connected to them in spite of the distance. Like I said earlier on, don't let the distance create a barrier between you and a relationship. Now you have the occupational awareness. Now for occupational awareness, it's all about how you are able to carry out your daily activities and your work without being affected by stress, without being affected by every other thing that probably could result in you not enjoying that work. So you have occupational awareness is the ability to achieve a balance between work and leisure. So that means that it's telling you now to have a little bit of a break in the process of the work. Leisure has to do with activity carried out during your free period. Let's say leisure is actually your free period. Now, attitude about work, school, career, and career goals greatly affect work or school performance and interaction with others. Striving for occupational awareness adds focus to your life and allows you to find personal satisfaction in your life throughout work. You cannot just be a machine that only thing he or she understands is to work and work and work. Even machine do break down, and you will not want to break down one day. Now, it's really easy to lose one's peace of mind at work sometimes. One job could become stressful, but 5 minutes a day to support one's occupational awareness makes work less difficult. There is always a need to have a little break, even at place of work. In our school here, we also have a break even during the day. You cannot continue having a long duration for lectures without having a break in between. And we've witnessed that even while we're in secondary school as well. So it does not allow even the mental strength to continue. So in order to allow this energy in you to continue flowing, you need to have a little break as well. So ways to improve occupational awareness: one, update your resume. Some call it CV, stay the same. Now, simply updating your resume may give you a lift. If you are discontent at your current job, looking at and improving your resume will help you get in the mood to change your situation. Even the smallest step in the right direction can make your current situation seem more hopeful. At times, you want to review your qualification. You want to feel like, yes, I'm really qualified for this work. All this will give you some more morale and at least give you an opportunity to also face the work adequately. Building break time. Many people sit down to work and never stop, like I was saying before. Now, it is important for your occupational awareness to take a 5-minute break every now and then. Not only does it cut down on work stress, but it refreshes your mind and makes you better able to focus on the task at hand. Break is vital, and one has need to appreciate it. Without it, there will be fatigue. Even the brain could get fatigued. Now, make a friend. Some people might say, why would you be making friends in your place of work? But the fact remains that you cannot be going to the same place all the time and expect to enjoy the place without making yourself lively. And in order to make yourself lively, you have to have somebody who also can enjoy the liveliness with you. And that is the reason why friendship is very vital in a place of work. Have a friendly conversation with a coworker for a few minutes every day. This will make going to work seems more fun and less like work. If one has to look at it all over and over again, realize that there is no way one will enjoy a particular place without having somebody who you like seeing in that place. So that is the more reason why friendship has to come in when it comes to place of work as well. Now let's look at environmental awareness. Now for environmental awareness, is about trying to live in harmony with the planet. According to Consumer Union 2000, environmental awareness is the ability to promote health measures that improve the standard of living and quality of life in the community, including laws and agencies that safeguard the physical environment. Environmental awareness encompasses our surroundings and people around our surroundings. It's always very funny when some people talk about environmental awareness and they're like, how does it matter? Now it matters because wherever you are living, if the environment is not adequate, there is no way your way of life will also be complete as well. Now, to illustrate the impact of environmental awareness, they said one should consider the difference in mortality, incident of death, and mobility, incident of sickness between earlier time and today. Environmental awareness is one of 7 aspects of awareness. We may not think much about environmental awareness as part of an overall awareness plan, but our environment and how we feel about it can have a huge impact on the way we live. It is very important for somebody to feel at home when he's at home and to feel the environment when he's within the environment. Not like when there is one kind of distortion of the environment via gases or contamination, and you continue to imagine how you are going to pass through such environment before you enter your house. All these are what environmental pollution, which might affect even one's environmental awareness as well. Now, environmental awareness encompasses not just our relationship with the planet and nature, but our relationship with our personal surroundings as well. It involves taking care of our possessions, homes, cars, and places of business. When our personal surroundings are well catered for, clean, and organized, we experience a greater sense of comfort and less anxiety. Environmental awareness also involves caring for and appreciating nature. Now, by understanding the impact of your lifestyle on the environment and taking action to protect the world around you, you will enjoy a higher level of awareness. It may sound odd, but the quality of your life is related to the state of the earth. Environmental awareness affects the other 7 aspects. It is hard to feel good when your space is messy or disorganized. It's actually very simple. If you look at the way some people looks or the way some people live, you can actually tell the kind of environment they come from. And how is it like that? Because of the fact that you carry along with you what you have learned or what you have in your environment. So environment is actually very, very strong. It dictates how people behave even when they're outside that environment, and it dictates how people will also live with whatever things they are faced with. Somebody will probably in his life say, I'll never fetch a water from the well because of the kind of environment he's coming from. The way he's going to relate when that situation happens, it's always visible for one to say, no, this is the reason why this person must have been behaving like this. So the idea is that we learn a lot from our environment, and our environment affects us a lot, and whether we like it or not, if it's also this negative side of the environment in terms of exposure to illness or sickness. It also affects our way of life as well. Now, caring for our homes and other personal environment are also help us maintain a sense of personal care. It reminds us that we love ourselves. All of this is great for emotional awareness as well as environmental awareness. Now, connecting with the nature can help you feel more connected spiritually as well, leading to a greater understanding of what spiritual awareness means to you. Environmental awareness is about learning how you, how you can protect yourself against the environmental hazard and reducing your carbon footprint. The fact remains that even within the environment, one can find himself in a kind of hazard, and environmental awareness is supposed to protect one against such. If there's a situation of let's say diabetes, or let's say let's even use as simple as malaria now within an environment, and people always complain that there's always malaria within this environment. It's very simple. There's water load here and there, and at the end of the day, how you have to take care of yourself in order not to find yourself in order not to get malaria regularly. It's what you do with environmental awareness. If it requires you to get a net, if it requires you to close your doors, if it requires you to, at least one way or the other, use this balm for protecting your skin, you have to live with your environmental awareness, such that whatever might be the harm that is within the environment would not affect your lifestyle. At the end of the day, we might be ending this lecture here, and I would like to say that please would go further in the next class, and we'll talk about some other remaining parts of the awareness. Also, I would like you to understand that the lectures still continue, and the test for this lecture is most likely to come up on the following week. For those of you that are regular in classes, you will not have problem with this. Those who are not regular, just prepare your mind that test could start coming in after the fourth lecture. And whatever instruction is given to you, it's always good to prepare for test than to go for, to have a bad scores in test. Test is what determines how your exam or how your grade will look like at the end of the day. So thank you for listening, and hope to see you some other time. Hope to hear from you, and at the same time hope to see you in the next class as well. Bye.